Hey guys, welcome to Pinterest in 10 minutes a day, where I am here to empower busy moms take control of your online business using Pinterest marketing in just 10 minutes a day. My goal is to teach you the ins and outs of do-it-yourself Pinterest marketing, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to help you grow your business. Let's get ready to learn and make the most out of your time and resources and start achieving big results. Okay, today we are going to dive into pinning like a pro and why teamwork and consistency beats overload all the time. Okay. I get lots of questions where I do 10 pieces of content and I have 15 pins for them and I schedule them X amount of days, X amount apart over 25 boards. How many pins can I create? How many times can I repin? There is so much going on about how many times a pinning with the pinning strategy. So I'm going to talk about the most important thing you need to actually have with your Pinterest strategy, and that is being a team player. Okay. Now let's just throw this caveat in there. I probably used that word wrong, but if you are new to Pinterest, if you are not a major brand or company, then you need to be a team player. If you're a major well-known brand company like Nike, like Target, like some of these brands, they can create their own content and they do not need to be a team player. They also have a fabulous budget for marketing and advertising on Pinterest. Most of my listeners, if not all of my listeners, do not have that. And that is where you need to come in to be a team player with Pinterest. Okay. All of us little peeps out here, which is like 99% of us on Pinterest, need to learn how to be an effective team player and be consistent to actually grow. And that's what you need in your strategy. So, being a team player on Pinterest, it is definitely not a solo game. And I'm not saying you have to comment on pins, you can like a pin or engage a pin if you want, but being a team player is repinning pins that are valuable on Pinterest to your board. So let's say you have a Pinterest profile that teaches about dog training tips, okay? You want to find other dog training activities, tip pins out there and repin them to your dog training board, okay? If you have a profile about makeup hacks, you want to find other pins out there about makeup hacks and pin them to your makeup hacks board, okay? This is being a team player. Now, this actually is going to boost you on Pinterest because when you are repinning these pins that are quality pins, so these pins, I definitely recommend clicking through to them, making sure they're an actual website. They lead to a website that's not super spammy. It's a website that gives you good content, okay? I wouldn't repin a pin that links directly to a product to buy. Those pins don't do as good. So repinning a pin, if the pin about makeup tips, if you click on that pin and it goes to a YouTube video about makeup tips, save that pin to your board. Now you are backing off of these pins that have been on Pinterest for who knows how long and are already getting views because they've showed up in your profile. They're already getting saves because they showed up on Pinterest in front of you. And when you repin them to your profile, it does two things. One, you're a team player. Pinterest is like, hey, this person isn't just on it for me, because believe it or not, Pinterest wants team players. They need team players on their platform. Two, it also catalogs what your niche is with Pinterest. If you are just pinning content, new pins about makeup tutorials, it will take a lot of time for those keywords to seep into the Pinterest algorithm. Whereas if you take pins that are already on Pinterest about makeup tutorials and pin them to your board, all of those pins that have been on Pinterest for a few months up to a few years or longer have already been seeped into that Pinterest algorithm for so long that when they go onto your Pinterest board that you pin them to, it boosts up your profile more. It makes your profile that much more quicker with getting into the algorithm. You are piggybacking off of these pins, quality pins that are doing well to boost your profile instead of waiting for all the time it takes for your single pin to get cataloged into the Pinterest algorithm with your website as a new entrepreneur. Okay. So repinning, it boosts your profile, it boosts your keywords, and Pinterest likes it because they're like, hey, this pin keeps getting repinned, it must be a super helpful pin, and they're going to keep repinning it to others. Okay, so Pinterest likes to know what pins are helpful. They like to see what this niche is pinning to their board with that niche, because then they know what other pins are helpful in that niche. So they actually enjoy you repinning. They like you being on Pinterest and being that team player. They enjoy your fresh content as well, but they also like to know what pins are helpful. And then it also helps you to piggyback off of those keywords. Okay. So Pinterest is super, super important. Not Pinterest, sorry. Repinning is super important. And when I talk about repinning, I talk about repinning pins from around Pinterest, not repinning your pin over and over and over again. Okay. Repinning your pin with your same URL and same link over and over and over again, not a great idea unless you do it in a safe and efficient manner. You will learn all of that in my Pinterest Organic Growth Academy. I can put the link below. But it will teach you how to do a great combination of repinning, but also adding your own pins and reading your own and repinning your own pins in a safe way with your 10-minute a day pinning strategy to grow your account. So you're piggybacking off of all these people that are doing well and getting your account well niched so that you can see growth sooner. And it's just 10 minutes a day with pinning. Pinterest doesn't need to take more than 10 minutes a day after you have your profile and everything set up. So you're going to learn all that in the Pinterest Organic Growth Academy if that's something you want to learn. Okay, so pinning like a pro, you want to be a team player one. And the second thing you want to do is be consistent. Consistency trumps quantity every single time. Okay, Pinterest needs reliable entrepreneurs who are providing reliable content that has value. They don't want you to send this 5 different pin images to the same product you're selling over and over and over and over again. Okay. They don't like that. That's spammy. They're not going to show those pins. They're not going to boost your profile, any of that. You want to be consistent, but you also want to be quality as well. Okay. So don't flood the platform with 10 pins to the same 2 or 3 URLs, but do be consistent with the platform. Okay. So it's not about creating 15 new pins and having 15 new pins on your platform a day. No, having 1 new pin a day consistently over 3 months time is going to be more beneficial than having 10 pins a day 2 or 3 times a week. Okay. And not only that, is if you do 10 pins a day, every single day, that will lead to burnout. I have yet to find one entrepreneur that I've talked to that has managed to do 10 pins a day without burnout, without having a VA do it or look really spammy, because most entrepreneurs don't have enough content, enough URLs to be creating that many pins a day and pinning them without being spammy. Okay, so being consistent, committing to just 1 pin a day or even 2 pins a day, and adding that repinning on top of it. Again, this is in the POG method in the academy, where you're adding your 1 to 2 fresh pins and you're repinning in a 10-minute a day strategy to be able to grow on Pinterest. Okay. You don't want to pin really great and a lot of pins and then kind of disappear for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then pin a whole bunch of pins and then disappear for a few weeks. Pinterest wants consistency. This is why I teach you to just start off with 1 pin a day. That's it. Hop on for Pinterest, do 1 pin a day, or just do 3 or 4 minutes a day. Because if you can commit to 1 pin a day, then you're going to be more consistent than if you're going to try to commit to a lot more a day. Okay. Pinterest algorithm studies how consistent you are. And the more consistent you are, the better they will promote your profile, because they know they would rather have 100 entrepreneurs creating 1 new post a week than 10 entrepreneurs doing 10 new posts a week, right? Because they value your consistency. And typically when you're consistent, it also equals value. Versus when you have a lot of quantity, it typically doesn't have as much value and it puts you more on that spam side of Pinterest and they hesitate to promote your profile, okay? So that's the biggest thing. The biggest myth is that you need to be doing 10 to 15 brand new fresh pins a day. It is not necessary. Not necessary at all. And you're going to have overwhelm, especially as a new entrepreneur or a mom, and you're just trying to get your word out there. on Pinterest, it is going to be so hard to commit to 10 to 15 a day. Okay. So if you want a strategy where you're going to grow and will not cause burnout, it needs to have these two things. One, you're being a team player and you're repinning. And two, you need to be consistent. Okay. That is going to boost you further along in Pinterest than overwhelming yourself with pins after pins after pins every single day. Okay. And then one more time, in the Pinterest Organic Growth Academy, it will teach you exactly how to do that. Now, for your action step, I want you to evaluate, what has your pinning strategy been so far? Are you overloading it? Are you doing 10 to 15 brand new pins a day? Are you underloading it, as in you're not on Pinterest because you don't want to do that many pins and it's just a little too much panic to try to figure that out, right? Oh, are you inconsistent? You're really good for a week and then you're not good for a few months, and then you're really good and then you're not really good. Evaluate and see where you're at right now. And then I want you to commit to either slowing down or being more consistent or being quality. Even hopping on Pinterest one day a week for 10 minutes for 52 weeks in a row will be more beneficial than sporadically hopping on and off Pinterest and only pinning when you have new content. Because Pinterest will know. They know that you're just getting on to add your new content and then you disappear from the platform. They know that. It is as slow as the platform moves. They have impressive analytics to really understand what you're doing there, okay? You can't scam the system. Pinterest really does know what's going on. I know. I don't know how they know. I haven't figured that out yet. But after working with so many clients and seeing so many things happening, they really do understand. So be a team player, be consistent, and you are going to rock that pinning strategy. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, come join me in my free Facebook group. It's called Woman on Pinterest. I will drop the link below. And I look forward to chatting with you guys and putting another podcast out. It's a new year. So my goal is to keep 2 podcasts a month, except usually over the summer and holidays when all the kids are home. So I hope you guys have a great day. I will chat with you later. Bye for now.